I have always wanted to do a chapel speech. This idea first came to me in grade 8 when I was sitting in chapel, right over there, and I was listening to the arts prefect's chapel speech. That speech was the first one I had ever heard at Appleby. His speech was about his personal experiences on bullying, which is a sensitive topic. But his courage of showing his vulnerability inspired me in a way that made me want to also do a speech. However, that initial thought was simply a fantasy, as I was considered incredibly shy in the 8th grade. Let me describe an image of me sitting in the classroom back then. I would sit alone at an empty desk. I would not want to talk to anyone, and for the entire period, I would not participate in any discussion, would not raise my hand, not even to go to the washroom. I was too shy to make any move that may catch others' attention. Yes, that was me back in the 8th grade, rejecting almost everything from the outer world. The desire of giving a chapel speech became a mission to me, however. Through my 5-year experience in the hallowed halls of Appleby, I have gained a sense of courage, the courage to be imperfect, and the courage to embrace my vulnerability that has allowed me to be standing here today. The first step I took to complete my mission was in grade 8. Yes, I was quick to action. I decided to join the drama club. Well, technically, to be honest, my mom made me too. Back then, drama clubs seemed to have everything that I did not want to be a part of. To me, drama meant speaking in front of people, being creative and confident, which were things that I was not good at then. The club was overwhelming. You had to be different trees from time to time, and wear different animal masks and act out scenes. Honestly, to all my peers that are in drama right now, I admire you 100%. Drama club for me appeared fine at the beginning because there were only 6 people in it. However, my nightmare occurred when our drama teacher, Miss Cap, told us that we would be performing a short play during the middle school grade band in front of at least 100 students and teacher. My brain froze at that very moment, and all I thought about was how to get out of it. Should I tell her I would be sick on that day? Of course, I didn't say that, and not gonna lie, the process actually was fine, really fine. I only got one scene with 2 other girls in it. The scene consisted of all of us girls falling into a lake and then screaming for help. Don't ask me why we created that scene, because still today, I don't know the answer. Anyways, everything worked out well before the actual performance day because I was being very generous, and I allowed the 2 other girls to take all the lines. But as we all know, if it ended up like that, I would not be talking about it right now. So here is what actually happened. We all know that Appleby is a very busy place, and sport tournaments can really mess up everyone's schedule. The 2 girls that were supposed to be with me in that scene with all the lines were also on the swim team. Another side note, our grade band was on Wednesday. I remember walking into Willis Hall, Miss Cap running up to me and saying, "Timmy, you're going to be alone for your scene because the 2 girls have to go to their swim meet." I took a while to interpret that sentence. I had never thought I could dislike a sport tournament as much as I did that day. I was speechless, but I had to say something. So I said, "So are we deleting the scene?" She goes, No, you will just be on your own, but I believe in you." The problem was I didn't believe in myself. I didn't know what to do, whether I should just quit and call it a day. I wondered, what am I going to say? How am I going to act? I didn't know. I'm sure you have all been in this type of situation before where you have so many hesitations and you just don't know what to do. I define this as being vulnerable. Going on stage and acting a scene alone meant showing all my imperfections, my accent in English, my immature acting skills, and my awkwardness by just standing on stage. Those were my vulnerabilities that I would be showing to everyone. However, I knew I had to do it. So I calmed myself down and I did go on stage. That was my first and last play at Appleby, by the way. Surprisingly, after the play, there were people who came up to me and said, "Timmy, that was awesome." Before this play, I had been pretty much invisible for most of the time as I didn't want attention. During this event, I showed my imperfections and accepted that I'm not the greatest at acting or speaking English. But somehow, those comments from my peers were so encouraging and made me feel connected to them, that I belonged to this place, to Appleby. And for that, I want to thank my peers for supporting me then. You guys were the ones who showed me that I can be vulnerable. That was the first time I did show my vulnerabilities to this world that I was not yet familiar with. And this turned out pretty amazing. Then another big step I took to complete my mission was going to South Korea for an exchange trip in grade 10. I didn't know that this experience would be a big challenge. When I first applied, I was so excited because I love Korean culture and have always wanted to visit that country. However, as my departure date became closer, I began to worry. I don't know if you have ever felt this when you're about to enter a brand new place, like going to a camp that you literally know no one and you had no one to rely on. So all you can do is stand there awkwardly and wait for someone to approach you. This exchange trip made me feel like that. There were just so many uncertainties that terrified me. Like, what if they are going to make fun of me for not knowing how to properly communicate? What if they don't like me? What if I can't fit in? So I thought about backing out. I went to Miss Vassler's office and told her about all of my uncertainties, that I didn't want to go anymore. I remember her words gave me a sense of confidence. She said to me, "Timmy, I know you. I know you can do it, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it when you're there. I think you will be missing out if you back out. I really do." I took her words to heart and really thought about them at home. The fact was that she believed in me really hit me hard because I realized that up to this point, I hadn't believed in myself. Then I thought maybe I should try this time. So I went. And honestly, right now looking back, I can't put it into words of how much that trip changed me. Of course, in a positive way. I went there with an open mind, ready for any challenges that could occur, and there were many challenges. But those weren't the factors that made me into a better person. It was because of the people there, the friends I made in that international school, Chunshim. Here's the background information about Chunshim. In Korea, students are separated into different classes, and they take all of their courses with the same group of people in a designated classroom. So on my first day, I had to introduce myself to the class. I was really, really nervous because they would be the people that I would spend my next months with. So it was kind of important that I would make a good impression. I thought about what I should say, and here is my first idea. I should start with my self-taught Korean I had learned from K-drama to show them that I love their culture. Then I hesitated for, what if I sucked and they didn't understand what I was saying and thought I'm weird? So I came up with another one. I should mention I play League of Legends with my friends so they could relate to me more. But what if this was a school full of hardworking students and no one plays League? Because, it is a top-ranked school in Korea. That would be awkward. I was really struggling with what I should say because I cared so much about what the students would think of me. I was vulnerable in that situation again. I believed that talking about myself would be just boring for the others to listen to, and that would just be a bad start of my journey. But thankfully, I didn't let my fears take away my great ideas for my introduction. It's not always easy when facing problems, but when I was in front of everyone, I had only one thought. I wanted to be me. I didn't want to care about all those what ifs. This introduction of me felt like a brand new beginning. And I didn't want to pretend to be someone else. So I began my introduction with saying, 안녕하세요, I'm from Beijing, China. I study in Appleby. I'm so happy to be here today, and I'm looking forward to meeting everyone and having a good time here. Then I hesitated. It was a decent introduction, but it wasn't all me yet. So I said, by the way, I love playing League of Legends, and I hope if anyone plays, I can definitely join you. There was one awkward silence. Crap, I shouldn't have said that, I thought. But then, the guys sitting at the back started to clap and cheer for me, and someone even yelled out their username and the champions that they play, which was weird. But that was the moment I knew I belonged. They were connecting to me, if it wasn't for League. If I didn't have the courage to say that fact, I don't know how long it might have taken me to feel a sense of belonging. Once again, I put myself out there without knowing what would happen. But I had to believe that for me being me, I am worthy of love. And the truth is, I am, and so are all of you. I know we probably all have had similar feelings like me, where we want to run away from the challenges we face, where we care too much about what others think that it changes our own selves. But I have just proven to you that it's not all about that. I had a strong sense of love and belonging when I was just being me. And I believed in the fact that I'm worthy of love and acceptance. I did some research, and apparently this is called wholehearted people, where they live with this deep sense of worthiness and embrace who they really are. One of my favorite sayings is that vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. Truth and courage aren't always comfortable, but they're never a weakness. I know I will probably continue to care about others' opinions, and I will take constructive criticisms and change into a better person. But I'm going to do that in a way that makes me happy and embrace my weaknesses and vulnerabilities, because that's a part of me and I love that part of me. So here I am, standing in the Zhangbao Chapel on May 29th, 2019, completing my mission that I have been preparing for since grade 8. Thank you, and would you all rise and sing hymn 575?